No one can be considered a person of good character if one does not have any sense of ability. No one can succeed in life in anything without taking full ability of one's life. So that's why reliability is the single most important moral value in character education. I'm now carrying on a debate with Martin Seligman and his disciples. They say, oh, you don't need reliability. I said, sure you do. We're still going on a debate, okay? I think that debate, he's on the wrong side, okay? History will prove he's on the wrong side. But still going on a debate, okay? Many of his followers agree with me, but some of his followers agree with him. But eventually, when enough research is done, it will show that if you have no reliability, you can't have well-being. If you have no reliability, you cannot have character. So this is my position. Now, Franco had a good thing, okay? Franco called responsibility response ability. That means you have the ability to respond. Don't say they're determined. No. You have the ability to respond either wrong way or the right way. You always have the ability to respond. Okay? The second thing I talk about reliability is reliability means responsibleness. That you're always in a state of ready to respond to the demand of the situation. You see a person being robbed. You know, bystander phenomena, nobody take any action, oh, we're here with help. A responsible person will say, what is the demand of the situation? The demand of the situation means that I do something to protect a child or that woman, right? And John Kennedy said, don't ask what you can get from life, ask what your country demands of you. Franco says, don't ask what you can get from life, ask what life demands of you. So we turn the table now. In any situation, the old Adam, the old way, said, what can I get out of the situation? Eh? What kind of benefit can I get out of the situation? That's the old way, the old Adam's way. No, Adam, not this Adam. That's the Adam and Eve, okay? The old Adam, sorry about that. It's the old way, it's the carnal way. What can I get out of the situation? The spiritual way, the natural way is that what can I do in that situation? See? You ask, what can I do in that situation? What demands of me? Then you're on the right track. You're not asking what can I get, but ask what I can give. So from being a taker to a giver. The way to blessing, to happiness, is the way of the giver. What does life demand from me? What does this situation demand from me? So that's a key. Right? And there are all detail you can read it on. The essential elements, okay? These are 10 essential elements. You can't do away with any of them. Right? Can you be a responsible person without being honest? Then what authentic mean? What being an authentic person? Authentic person means what?
True to yourself.
Being yourself.
Being yourself.
True to your own core value, true to the path you choose, right? Don't let parents dictate which path you follow. Don't let the government dictate which path you follow. Between you and your God, you discover your calling. Like you have to discover your calling. Your calling is your path. Yeah? Calling never come easy. You have to search. You have to be open-minded. You have to be willing to die for it. Right? You're afraid of getting hurt, then you never find your calling. Okay? The courage, respect for other people, achievement excellency, civil duty, those are all essential elements. Okay, I'm having a hard time debating multi-syllable scan and debating other people who dismiss reliability. Okay, some of them say, oh, reliability is not a virtue, reliability is nothing. Other people say, if you ever have reliability, that means you have no empathy. Some people are so poor, so suffering. You say, oh, be responsible. That means you're blaming the victim. No, I'm not blaming the victim. Do you know why? If people are suffering because the government, the society is unfair. I have some discrimination more than many other people because I'm a minority. Okay? I speak with accent. I look yellow. I do yellow white. So I experienced lots of discrimination. You read my autobiography. Here's the thing. You will meet someone who is a victim of a lot of discrimination, a lot of injustice. What do you tell him? Blame the government, protest. Oh yeah, protest. But the most helpful way is, it doesn't matter how people mistreat you, how much people discriminate against you. Only you can help yourself. Don't rely on government, on this or that. Only you can bounce back, fight back, take on the enemy, take on injustice. That's what I do. I'm a fighter. Have you seen me fight? Have you seen me fight? I'm a Bruce Lee, I'm a Rocky, right? Come on, I can take a fight. I can fight any of you. I beat people double my size, like a little King David. I beat people double my size, honestly. Because I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of pain. The most helpful thing I can say to people who are being is that stand up, fight for your right, fight for your well-being, fight for your happiness. The alternative is preventing, oh poor me, I'm being abused. That you fall into the black hole of despair and depression and even suicide. But when you are raw people with fighting spirit, I'm going to fight for my happiness. I'm going to fight for my future. I'm going to fight for my life. That's a turning point. Okay? So you that means you have it. And let's say that vulnerability. For middle-aged people, you're responsible for your children, your grandchildren. You're responsible for your own parents, the sandwich generation. Oh, so happy vulnerability. Don't mind vulnerability, I'm being crushed. I want to play, I want to enjoy life. I want to retire, I don't want to do anything. You know what, my friend? I can retire to nothing. I'll be bored to death. I know how to work. I have money to support myself. I don't need to work. Why should I stand there yelling up and down? What for? I stand at the door waiting for people, welcome them. What for? Because I have sense of vulnerability. You have no vulnerability, you'll be bored to death. Okay? So welcome suffering, welcome vulnerability. And then your ability becomes your blessing. Okay, I work 10 hours a day. How many of you work that hard? I work 10 hours a day. I'm 82. Right? I don't work for money or for fame. So, that's why I don't think of vulnerability as a dirty word. Many of them think vulnerability is a dirty word. That's why I have a hard time. Tell them vulnerability is a good thing. Okay? Now this is the point my debate comes from. I say, this is a settlement group, okay? They are saying that, now, get something, okay? They are saying that, can you see it? That's okay. They are saying that if you have some character strength, then you have virtue. Then you
I
are
see
happy.
that on Facebook.
Okay?
You post them on Facebook.
Well, you can read it in PowerPoint. I'll ask Tim to post it on this. Okay? So I'm arguing the other way around. I said, you start from here, you have vulnerability, then you have virtue, then you have character strength. They are saying that you have character strength, for character strength, to virtue, for virtue you're happy. So that's the debate going on. I think the center has to be vulnerability. Okay? It basically says that I'm proposing an alternative view from settlement model, okay, the money settlement model. I'm saying that you don't begin from individual character strength. Oh, well, I'm good at this, I'm good at that. Then you become. And you start with vulnerability. Then you master virtue. You're not responsible. I'm good at this, good at that. Well, that doesn't mean nothing. That's why I'm all kind of people say, oh, I'm good in math, I'm good at this. Your individual strength, vulnerability, you're still not character. Okay? Now here is the vulnerability is the foundation for all level of well-being. At the minimum, you have to take care of your physical well-being, right? You have to, at bottom, okay, you have to feed yourself, have proper diet, right? Have proper diet, have exercise. And the next level, you have to take care of your relationship, right? Show people with honesty, with integrity, with compassion, with empathy. You take care of relationship. And then you control your emotion, right? You know how to regulate your emotion. If you get your emotion under control, you can manage your emotion, you even throw a temper tantrum. Every time you don't get your way, you can't survive in this life. The next level, you have to be responsible for your psychological well-being. You be so aware, you become aware of your shortcomings, the area needs improvement. And next level, you're important for your financial well-being. You have to, it's a very competitive world. You have to develop your competency. You have to cultivate your creativity. Because the world is very competitive, right? You have to do your very best to find your edge. There are all kinds of voices. Like for example, I'm promoting mental therapy, right? There are 300, 400 different kinds of therapies. And I don't have backing of big universities, big hospitals. I'm just a little Paul Wong, right? But I'm still trying to raise my voice and say, mental therapy is the best, right? I can compete with anyone because I have evidence to prove that my approach to therapy is the best. So you do not have a substance, don't have a competency, you can compete, okay? And then next level, I'm responsible for my spiritual well-being. See? You need to find a way to connect with your God. You know what? Very interesting. Recently, I read a paper from a friend in Sweden. Sweden is the most secular society, right? The Sweden people don't believe in God. Most of them don't believe in God in Sweden because government takes care of everything. But her research showed that many of the young people who claim to be atheists still believe there's some life force. There's some mysterious higher power there. When they're in trouble, they still pray. You know? See, nobody can go through life without faith. Even atheists, people in the First World War said that there are no atheists in the foxhole. When you're fighting, yeah? When bullet flying through everywhere, they can't protect you. There are no atheists in the foxhole. Yeah? So if you're connected with God, you know where my power comes from? That I beat people double my size. My power comes from the Almighty. Then when nobody want to take me on, they will lose because my God is bigger than anything else. I'm not afraid of them. They have money, they have power, who cares? My God is bigger. I can overcome everything because I'm connected with the Almighty. Okay? So and next level, you're responsible for global well-being. Not just for yourself now. You're concerned for your brothers and sisters in Africa, in the Middle East, and everywhere. You're responsible for your brother, for brothers, right? Who are your brothers? Not your next door neighbor. Your brothers are people who are human beings. Okay, you stand up against human trafficking. You stand up against tyrants. Tyrants in China, tyrants in Russia, tyrants anywhere. Stand up for them. Otherwise, Holocaust will repeat itself. If you don't stand up, they win. Evil flourish, but good people keep quiet. Right? Reliability. Yeah. So every day I post on Facebook attacking Communist China. So that's why I'm doing Hong Kong. They arrest me, okay? Because I care about my people, right? I'm always fight against them. You know, I'm just one little guy. You everybody speak up. Tyranny cannot last for long. Look at Hong Kong. 2 million people, 2 million out of 7 million people took to the street today. Good for them. They have courage. They said, we're willing to sacrifice financial gain. We're willing to sacrifice comfort for our future. Anyone should do that. Oh, it's a pocketbook. What's more important? Your pocketbook or the well-being of humanity, right? So when we're too selfish, we all suffer, okay? The Holocaust is a good example. Finally, we're responsible for ecological well-being, global warming, pollution of the ocean, of the air. We're all responsible. This planet Earth is our only hope, only home. If it's home, in trouble, we are all in trouble, right? So that's also a responsibility. Now, that's why a responsible person is responsible at all levels. I'll go home and read it, okay? Responsibility manifesto, Canary Tendency. We'll make sure that it will be on the website.
You're going to be sending this to us, right?
And here's the checklist, okay? Test your ability. And here's the exercise. I rest my case. Be a responsible person. Stand up what's right. Do what's right. Take on the bad guys. Take on President Xi. Take on Putin. Take on any bad guys. You're out of God. I have fight to the stone. Courage. Faith. What else? I have stone. They can fight anybody. Competence. If one person has courage and faith, incompetence, I'm going to sacrifice. Then we win, okay? Then the righteous will win. Okay, amen.
Amen.
Thank you for attending. Bye-bye. Oh, my knee hurts.